This time, you swore it would be different. You got up early. You trained. Day 1, day 2, you felt like a new man.
Then came the morning you turned the alarm off.
Just one morning. You'd make it up later. You know how this ends. There is no later. A few days go by and the whole thing is lying there, dead, just like the dozen times before it. And then you do the thing you always do. You turn on yourself. I'm just lazy. I'm weak. Everyone else can do this, not me. Let me tell you something straight. You're wrong. You're not lazy. You've been blaming the wrong thing for years and fixing the wrong thing every single time. Let me show you the loop you're stuck in. You try something big, you crash. You call yourself weak. And because you feel weak, next time you push harder. Bigger plan, stricter rules, and it crashes harder. Every loop, you get a little more sure the problem is you, that you're broken on the inside. Hear me. The problem is not you. The thing you've been calling discipline, gritting your teeth, white-knuckling it, trying to want it badly enough. That is not discipline. That's willpower. That's force. And it always loses. Not because you're weak, because it was built to lose. I'll show you why in a minute. The man who understood this better than almost anyone is the last man you'd expect. A killer. Stay with me for 9 minutes, because by the end, you won't be able to call yourself lazy anymore. You'll see the exact thing that's broken, and it isn't you. His name was Miyamoto Musashi. More than 60 fights to the death. Never lost one. Not sparring matches, 60 times a man walked out to take his life, and 60 times he walked home alone. His first fight, he was 13 years old. When you hear about a man like that, your mind goes straight to one word: talent, gifted, born that way. And that's the easiest excuse there is to not do what he did. He's a genius. I'm not. End of story. But he wrote his secret down himself. And it wasn't talent. It was a number. A number that shuts most men up. In the next few minutes, I'm not going to hand you a shot of motivation that wears off by lunch. Motivation is the thing that abandoned you in the first place. Why would I give you more of it? I'm giving you 2 things. A new way to see the real reason you keep quitting, not the one you keep telling yourself. And one concrete thing you can do tonight. So small, you can't call it too hard. By the end, you'll stop blaming who you are. That's the promise. That number is in the book he wrote in his final years. Musashi wrote this. 1,000 days of training to forge. 10,000 days of training to refine. Sit with that for a second. 1,000 days, almost 3 years, just to lay the foundation. 10,000 days, almost 30 years, to get sharp. The man we call the greatest swordsman in history said nothing about a gift. He talked about showing up every day for 30 years. And one more line he said over and over. The way is in training. Not in inspiration, not in talent, not in the morning you happen to feel like it. It's in the doing, even on the days you don't want to, especially then. He had no teacher, taught himself everything, which means nobody stood there shouting at him to get up and train. No coach, no audience, not one word of encouragement. Just him, the sword, and 10,000 mornings. The man you thought was a genius, was just the man willing to repeat it longer than anyone else dared to. Now back to you. And back to that word I threw out earlier, willpower.
Think of willpower like a tank of gas.
In the morning, you're full, but that tank drains all day long. Every time you have to force yourself, skip the snack, put the phone down, sit down and work, you burn a little gas. The tank's full in the morning, so in the morning, you feel unstoppable. Then the day rolls on, 100 small fights, 100 times you grit through it, a sip of gas each time. By 10 at night, right when you plan to be disciplined, the tank is bone dry. That's why you eat clean all day and blow it at midnight. Not because you're weaker at midnight, because you already burned the gas hours ago. You see it now? You built your whole life on a thing that is guaranteed to run out. And when it runs out, exactly like it always does, you turn around and blame yourself. And there's one more trap. You're addicted to the feeling of starting over. Day one of a big new plan gives you a hit. It feels like you've already changed when you've done nothing at all. So you keep starting and starting. So hooked on the launch, you never stay long enough to see a result. Musashi never asked, "Do I feel like it today?" He threw that question out of his life. That's what you need to learn. Not how to want it more, how to stop needing to want it. Let me paint you a scene. Not a duel, the opposite of a duel. An ordinary morning. No enemy. No challenge nailed up in the village square. Nothing to lose, nobody to impress, not a single eye on him. It's cold, gray, the floor freezing under your feet. Not one reason to get up. And the man who took more than 60 lives walks out to the yard, picks up the sword, trains. That is the moment I want you to look at. Not the famous duel where he cuts a man down. This one. The dull, empty morning where nothing happens. And he gets up anyway. Because here's what nobody tells you about discipline. Anyone can go hard on the day their life is on the line. The adrenaline does it for you. The hard part, the part that takes a lifetime to build, is getting up on the day there's nothing to lose. The day nobody would know if you skipped it. The day missing once wouldn't matter. Heroes are made in one fight to the death. Swordsmen are made in 10,000 mornings nobody was watching. 1,000 days to forge, 10,000 days to refine. Not 1,000 days of going hard, 1,000 days of showing up. Going hard impresses the people watching. Showing up every day is what turns you into a different man. And here's the part you won't see coming. The most powerful man in the world at the time, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, also lay there not wanting to get up. Just like you. He wrote it down. At the start of one of the books in his private journal, the Meditations, are a few lines he told himself. In the morning, when you rise unwillingly, tell yourself this: I am rising to do the work of a human being. Read that again. An emperor, running an entire empire. Still lying there, not wanting to move, talking himself out of bed. He didn't have more willpower than you. That's the whole point. He wasn't a different breed. He just had one thing ready. An answer prepared in advance, waiting for the exact moment he'd go weak. He didn't go looking for motivation when the moment came. He'd loaded the reason the day before. That's the whole game. Discipline isn't the absence of resistance. The resistance is always there. For the emperor, for the swordsman, for you. Discipline is the thing you set up in advance to answer it, before it shows up. The loser goes hunting for inspiration right when he needs it most. The winner already built the path the night before. So how do you stop living on willpower? Here, 3 steps. I call it the forge, because a forge doesn't get hot from one flame that flares up and dies. It gets hot from steady heat, day after day after day. Step 1. Shrink it until it's almost funny. Take the thing you want to do every day and cut it down until you don't need force to start. Don't say an hour at the gym. Say, put on the gym clothes and do 5 push-ups. Don't say, write a page. Say, open the laptop, type 1 sentence. So small that saying no feels ridiculous. A thing that small doesn't cost any gas. Step 2. Glue it to something you already do every day. Don't rely on memory. Don't rely on mood. Stick the new thing onto an old thing you already do daily. Right after I pour my morning coffee. The second I take my shoes off at the door. Let that old habit be the reminder, not your mood. Step 3. Score it by showing up. This is where most men get it wrong. Week 1. You don't score by results. You score by whether you showed up. 5 push-ups is a full win for the day. Feel strong? Do more. But the extra is a bonus, not the bar. You're not losing weight here. You're teaching your brain one thing. I'm a man who doesn't skip days. You're building who you are, not chasing a number. Shrink it. Glue it. Show up. Forge the man, not the intensity. Run that for 1 week, then see if you can still call yourself undisciplined. In his final years, Musashi withdrew into a cave called Ragondo, knowing he was about to die. And 1 week before his last breath, in 1645, he wrote down 21 final lines. He called it the Dokkodo. You'd think a dying swordsman would leave you words about glory, about wanting it badly. No. Read them close. Number 2. Do not seek pleasure for its own sake. Number 5. Be detached from desire your whole life long. He's not teaching you how to want more. He's teaching you how to stop depending on wanting at all. Let go of the things that yank you around, the craving, the instant reward, the mood that changes with the weather, the exact things that wreck your discipline every single day. His whole life is one answer. You don't have to feel like it to do it. You need a structure that does that part for you. Now back to that morning at the start. The alarm goes off, you turn it off, and you call yourself weak. You're not weak. You're just running on willpower. And willpower was never built to win this fight. You brought a tank of gas to a job that needs a furnace. The man in that cave didn't win by wanting it harder than you. He won by showing up for 10,000 mornings nobody watched. Each morning. Just winning that one morning. So this week, drop the grand plan. Pick one thing. Shrink it until it's almost funny. Glue it to something you already do every day. Then tomorrow morning, show up. Just tomorrow. You don't have to become someone else. You just have to stop betting on the thing that always runs out. Don't light the fire. Build the furnace.